Hey there. So this is going to go over the Section 2 chemistry for the summer assignment. You're going to see there's a lot of chemical formulas here. The reason I say that chemistry is a part of environmental science is because we're going to be looking a lot at the biogeochemical cycles, so carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, sulfur cycle, to a lesser extent, hydrogen cycle in terms of water. But we're going to look at those cycles, and also we're going to look at certain pollutants. So you're going to see some metals here as well. You're going to see things like mercury. You're going to also see uranium, which would have to do with energy, nuclear energy. So you really need to only focus on these molecules. They're going to be the ones that come up commonly. I do recommend that you memorize them, so maybe make flashcards. Unless you already have them memorized, you might, in fact, have most of them already memorized, depending on how much chemistry you've taken or how many times you've encountered these. Notice this one you should be familiar with from biology. So it's glucose. So we will talk about photosynthesis, cellular respiration in terms of the carbon cycle, and then later on in terms of climate change, we're going to be looking at carbon dioxide and methane. So mostly you just need to know the names of those and how they relate to each other in terms of those cycles, which we'll go over in class. If you're looking up the names of those structures, so for instance, water, most of you already know H2O is water. I have had students in the past write down the proper chemical formula, dihydrogen oxide. You don't need to memorize that. You need to know that H2O is water in terms of this course. Then you're going to next see the second part of Section 2 chemistry review. I asked you to write at least a paragraph explaining the pH scale, how the numbers represent the strength of the acid, the concentration of your parts hydrogen, your hydrogen ions. So you do need to know that it's not linear. You need to figure out if it's exponential or logarithmic. And you need to be familiar with the pHs of these. I might, in fact, recommend that you have a fairly good idea of the actual pH of these items because I have seen it on the exam. So if you're researching pH, I highly recommend going to the Encyclopedia Britannica as an excellent article overview of the pH scale. There's also some really good videos. So if you prefer listening to videos to review that topic, Bozeman Science has a video, Chem Academy. If I scroll down a little bit more, you're going to see, there's quite a few other videos. So there's this crash course video. There's a Khan Academy video. I'm not going to go over pH deeply in the class because it is a concept that I hope you're coming in with. There are going to be some times where we review it. So that's pretty much the end of Section 2. Again, I do recommend that you make some flashcards for these molecules if you don't already know what they represent.